Welcome to Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and today let's talk about the difference between a 6-inch pair of scissors and an 8-inch. It doesn't seem like a lot, but there can be a lot of difference. 6 inches, 8 inches. It really doesn't seem like a lot, but there is a lot of differences between these two scissors. This is a surgical steel scissor, and it is titanium coated, so it's going to give us a lot of wear. And they do have such a pretty look to them. But let's take a close-up of the differences and what they can do. When we're looking at that 6-inch pair of scissors, the 6-inch is this length. It is not the blade length. And that's the same for the 8-inch scissors. It's the overall size, not that blade size. So if you're looking for a pair of scissors, be sure to check the blade size versus the all-over size. Besides the obvious of the size, we do have a few differences. The handle shape and the direction of that scissor blade. The smaller one is very straight. The larger one, the handle comes into the blade in a curve where there is no curve on that smaller scissor. This larger piece is for comfort and for strength. The smaller pair of scissors are designed for us to pick up. It's something that we can hold that fabric and cut. And in this particular pair of scissors, the one side looks the same as the other side. So a lot of times we are going to be able to use them for left or right-handed. This particular pair is designed for right-handed. It has a shape that's going to fit our right hand. So when we're putting our hand in, that shape is running along the back of our hand. So we will not be able to change sides with this. Be sure to find a pair of scissors where we have the entire blade coming into that handle. So this little black part was sort of put on afterwards. That entire metal is all together. If the handle starts right here, it will have a tendency to perhaps snap off. We need that full strength coming right from that tip all the way to our hand. So you can see that metal runs all the way. This larger scissor is not really designed for us to pick up and do little handwork. It is designed for nice big cuts. So we have that extra strength from this design. So let's test these scissors on some fabric. Of course, denim is one thing we do want the scissors to be able to cut. When we have that thick seam, we want that scissor to go through it. And that's where this larger pair with that extra strength in that handle comes in handy. We don't need to cut into that tip. Our strength is more in the center, so we're going to be able to go in and cut. If we're trying to go in the tip, we just don't have as much power. All of our power and that strength is really the entire blade, starting from this end. This little pair, it's the same thing. We do want the power of the center. If it's something that's not as heavy, then we can use those ends. But as a general rule, this is where the power is. This is upholstery fabric, and I'm going to take those big cuts. I want to utilize that entire piece. There's no sense using a little bit when I can use it all. And it's going to give me nice, big, straight cuts. The little one is more to do this type of a work. Cotton is another thing we like to cut. Once again, the shape of this is not designed to do a big cut. This is going to give us those little pieces that we can cut out to be more precise, such as applique pieces. Let's take advantage of that full blade to do some nice big cuts. Flannel, if we're going to cut little pieces, we have that control, and that big one gives us those big pieces. Let's cut 4 layers of felt. Gives us those nice big cuts. If I was to try the same with this, it's not going to be as precise because I don't have that same power. Though, if I'm going to cut some shapes out, the smaller ones are better. Velvets and velours. A lot of times the velvet and velours have a coating on one side and it's attached to a backing. 1 layer, 2 layers, 4 layers, 8 layers. And I'm sure it could do more. So when you're looking for a new pair of scissors, we want to decide, do we want a long blade so that we can get those big long cuts? A short blade so we can have a little bit more control. The handles will make a difference. And that strength is very important. Another feature that is really nice to look for is the comfort. If we're struggling, we are not going to be as accurate. The difference is 2 inches, but the difference is a lot more than just the size. So the smaller scissors are definitely better for a little bit of a handwork, and the larger scissors are good for that big chopping, that big cutting that we need to do. And we definitely need them to cut all fabrics. I'll put a link in the description so you can check them out. And thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I do have a newsletter. It's all free under Sew Very Easy. And that is about scissors.